La musica mi ricorda molto Twilight Princess di Zelda. Fase combat
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav?
di
He
Midna,
didn't seem
tipo.
pleased.
Nel
I needed his
mondo delle
eyes and
tenebre.
nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Chissà che cosa Torgal. Legami di sangue.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
We're not alone.
Ok. Raggiungi Amber.
Alright.
Ok. Possiamo anche skippare, nel senso. Vediamo che sta succedendo qui.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must
I
be
soldati oscuri.
cleansed of the stain which befalls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
Ti prego, dimmi che abbiamo uno scontro con loro.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
Andiamo a scoprirlo.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The
Pure.
Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
Chissà chi è sta persona. Ok, qui sembra esserci una persona che sa qualcosa. Giovane.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring fire
Sobillatori.
rats. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Può darsi che siamo noi, ma vediamo. L'atmosfera si fa cupa.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave
Ma
danger.
cos'è che state
The
nascondendo?
Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way.
Ah, così?
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Ok. Profondità della scialuppa. Allora. Ok. Madonna, quanto amo sti posti così. Cacciatore dei caduti. Ragazzi. Ma davvero?
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Bello. Ottimo. Perfetto. Adesso ce ne manca un altro, penso. Ok, qua ci sarà molta trama, secondo me. Quindi occhi aperti. Porto Isolde. Ok, qua ci sono nemici, ma possiamo anche evitare. Eccoli qua, si stronzi. Pronti? Pronti per la ulti delle ulti? La ulti delle ulti, quelle belle proprio. Cattive. Qui c'è un item. Lo prendo, va, che non so cos'è. 3 gusci di ostrica, ok. Cioè, sto posto è meraviglioso. Io vorrei saperne di più. Mi ricorda, sapete cosa molto? Nier Replicant o Automata. Voi mi chiedete perché io... Così. Anche il paesaggio, proprio... Anche il pattern, i colori. Un altro nemico. E mi pare che sono in 3. Una poca difesa questi, mi pare. Allora, cambiamoci. Ottimo. Vediamo se mi dà una corsa un po' più veloce, perfetto. Altri cavalieri oscuri. Cazzarola. Fammi vedere un attimo. Ok. Adesso proviamo a usare la tecnica di Sid. Che devo ancora sperimentarla comunque. Bene. Dai, fa il suo danno, non come quello nostro del fuoco. Anche perché a livello di lore è giusto che il nostro sia forte, se no... Bene. Vediamo se posso fare... Io amo un sacco quando fanno i salti in aria, cioè proprio bellissimi. Stupendi. Allora, vediamo un attimo. Ok, qua c'è un pontile. Un ponte, che pontile. Devo anche lasciarli perdere, secondo me. Sangue? Ok.
Clive. And still wet.
Chissà che cosa hanno combinato. Oh cielo.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
Aia. Oh, c'è un
You
curatore.
know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Via.
I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
Allora, devo uccidere il curatore prima, mi pare. Dov'è? Perché sennò quello mi darà grossi problemi. Lui. Ok, non devo assolutamente togliere l'agro, perché sennò... Che schifo. Bene, adesso posso essere sicura di far danni. Occhio che sto qua dietro mi sta molto antipatico. Ok. Questo è il capo, non mi ricordo. Sì, è il capo. Sto qua una bassa difesa, ma si può anche togliergliela. Vediamo. Ulto che così, ottimo. Bello, bello sto calcio. Mi è piaciuto molto. Approfitto finché è distratto. E così almeno non gli do il... Ottimo. Wow. Ok. Siamo troppo bravi, cioè... Cosa vogliamo? Vediamo. Prego, muori, non ti voglio più vedere.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordil.
I guardiani della fiamma?
Guardians of flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Cazzarola. Che piega sta prendendo adesso l'episodio. I vostri amici marchiati. Bene, voglio vedere cosa accadrà adesso qua.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Ah, ok. Cioè, è una tortura brutale questa, ragazzi.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
Sua mamma non sta bene con la testa.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Ma guarda che roba.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us
Porto
cross over to North.
Isolde si trova proprio qui. Ponte di Bewick.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Mamma mia, sembrava molto Joshua questo.
You'll find no succor to the south travelers, nor beyond the Buick.
Caspita, per un secondo ho detto, ah no, è lui. Ciao Terence, come stai? Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Dai, manca poco. Vediamo se sabbie quiete. Vediamo se mi dà la corsa. Ok. Ok, sono spariti questi nemici, mi fa molto piacere. E qua siamo alla costa della seta.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Vediamoci questo item. L'ho addocchiato 2 secondi fa. Qui dentro non si può entrare perché è tutto sbarrato, visto, quindi...
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Ottimo.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way.
Trovare il modo però. Bello.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built.
Gallerie scavate dai nobili per recarsi in città.
The Lazarus.
E quello? Potrebbe essere...
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire place, do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Finché è abbandonato, sì, infatti. Luce nell'oscurità. Beh, speriamo bene più che altro.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Ma sicuro stavano cercando noi, cioè. Però lei è come più veloce di me. Una bella. Vediamo. Distretto di Lazarus.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Ok, allora vediamo dove possiamo trovare un punto.
Not abandoned then.
Oh cielo.
Oi! Visitors!
Questi sono anche...
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Meglio che non si mettano contro di noi. Sti qua sono dotati anche di magia. Beh, ma vi facciamo fuori noi. Cioè, veramente sta mossa è fortissima, Fioi. Da paura. Adesso facciamo un po' di cambi. Ottimo, sono troppo brava, che vedevo lì. Bene. Adesso ci siamo levate gente dalle palle? Spero di sì.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that.
Chi?
And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Che carini!
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Oh, ma che bella sta parte. Non l'avevo riconosciuto io.
We can speak inside.
Che cosa state facendo qui, ragazzi? Che bello sto ritrovo così dopo quanti anni? 10, 20, non lo so. Adesso ci diranno.
Those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas,
There is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
Siete spadoni.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Dai, diamogli una mano.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Che carino quando dice my lord. Beh, almeno abbiamo degli alleati adesso. Sperando bene che non ci sia un massacro poi di gruppo, perché mi spaventa.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your...
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an
essere un buon
advantage in numbers,
piano.
you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
Bene.
As you command.
Andiamo. Sono pronti per questo fight. Chissà quanto sarà intenso.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Ottimo. La segniamo come principale perché giustamente... Membri del gruppo. Durante lo scenario principale Clive sarà spesso affiancato da vari personaggi, da vari compagni, insomma, desiderosi di prestare la loro assistenza. Ok. Tuttavia, a seconda delle destinazioni di Clive, potrebbero scegliere di restare a rifugio. Benissimo. C'è un mago. Anche.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could
And a
guard
dog.
Porto against the might of the Black Shields? Then come
Loro non hanno capito noi di cosa siamo capaci.
along with your flame.
Forest area!
Che cattivi, mamma mia. Allora, agriamo. Vediamo dov'è il curatore. Allora, il curatore è questo qui. Mamma mia. Come la racconti questa? Bisogna distruggere lui. Vediamo se me lo agra. È proprio lui il nemico nostro. Bello questo salto. È ancora in vita. Mamma mia. Altri nemici in arrivo. Cielo. Anche un drago. Attenzione. Ok, facciamo la super ulti. Ok, traslazione. Ah, no. L'ho presa troppo in ritardo, mi sa. Guarda che sono proprio in un buco. 2 centimetri, non mi muovevo neanche. Bello. Benissimo. Oddio, raga, è lui?
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it,
Raga, questo è veramente... sarà un boss, sicuro.
that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Oh, cielo. Questo mi spaventa assai. Ah, sono i cavalieri, quelli... Aia, devo un attimo... Ok, ok. Questo non è quello simile che abbiamo fatto al prologo? Mi sa di sì. Questo qua è fortino. Altro che gli altri. Anche se schivo. Grazie. E non solo, l'abbiamo fatto anche in una parte del game. Cazzarola, ha preso Jill di brutto. È forte. Ma io non ho neanche tante pozioni. Cioè, tra l'altro io arrivo qui che ho poche pozioni. Guarda Jill come la prende. Oh, fortissimo. Ha tanta resistenza, tra l'altro, questo. Oh, bello che ho usato lei proprio in un momento importante. Bella, si è schivata. Ok, adesso... qua ho sbagliato perché è da ravvicinato la tecnica. Ho paura. Ok, adesso posso un attimo colpirlo di più. Che è brutto fare... Ah, sì che l'ho presa bene questa. Raga. Ok. Oh cielo. Adesso sto qua si è caricato bene. No, ha chiamato alleati. Cazzarola. Cazzo. Mi ha preso male sto qua, Senta Jill. Qua è un pezzo infame come pochi. Via con lei. No, bene. Bello. L'ho sfruttata, stava bene questa. Via! Mamma mia! Cosa ho schivato? Porca miseria! Pazzesco quello che ho fatto, eh? Non so come sono ancora safe, ma meglio così. Bello sto vacillamento. Adesso prenderà un botto di danni. E me lo auguro perché se lo merita. Cioè, gli sto ultando il tutto e di più in assoluto. Bello quella schivata che ho fatto prima ed ero in tipo slow motion mentre stavo facendo la tecnica di Sid. Bah, pazzesca. Non so neanche come ho fatto a farla, vabbè. Ok.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
Spero che non sia successo qualcosa.
It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well.
Ah, impazzirà.
She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and
Che
always will.
carino.
For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Che tenero. Missione completata. Bianco o nero? Bello. Molto bello. Vediamo se ci danno un assaggio per il nostro prossimo episodio.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Sigillo ottenuto.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
Vorremmo anche noi.
Anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Porto Isolde. Tenuta di Rossfield.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Cos'è sto rumore?
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Ma va!
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
Davvero?
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Cosa sta succedendo? No, ma che cosa carina.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might
Sto
see thy
piangendo,
charge
no.
once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Ma che carino.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you.
Che carino, mi viene da piangere, raga.
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests.
Sembra la scena del tipo.
But, Uncle...
Fa troppo
You can't very well
ridere.
regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach.
Sembra proprio la scena del tipo che vai a casa della nonna. Oh, ma c'è mio nipote, vai, vai, chiama, cucina, prepara 200.000 piatti, sfondati da mangiare. Continua a mangiare. No, è troppo poco, mangia ancora. Che bello. Vediamo cosa succede
So
ora.
you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive.
20 anni.
The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own,
Clive è
of
proprio
course.
bello,
You've
ragazzi.
always been
Porca
a
miseria.
terrible liar.
Non smetterò mai di dirlo.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Che carini. Io voglio un bel bacio a fine di sto gioco tra loro due. Ed bisogna.
You being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me
Lo
an
zio di un
outlaw's
fuorilegge.
uncle.
È matto questo.
Who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Lei è molto... stranita come.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all.
Terribile.
Had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive.
Bacio.
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
Dai.
Let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Che scatole, niente. Oh, Torgal, io voglio quel cane. E poi è più un lupo che un cane, però va bene.